It has cables. I'm aware of this thing. Yep. Okay. All right. I'll jog the VOG. We'll get ready for progress docking here. I'll be right back. Sorry, part 7 kind of was a wash, dudes. We'll get part 8 soon. I'll be right back momentarily. Gonna jog the YouTube VOD. If you're on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay, Twitch chat, stand by for acquisition of signal on YouTube here in 5, 4, 3. Okay. Okay, or the mic can just shut off. You know, that works too. All right, Progress 95 cargo docking coverage to the ISS. Progress 95 is a Russian resupply ship that launched over the weekend. Progress is a Soyuz, but minus the crew compartment and the heat shield. And in the crew compartment, there's just cargo. Russians use it to resupply the ISS, and so does NASA too. Now, Progress 95 is en route to the ISS right now, and will be docking here momentarily. So I think a good way to start this coverage would be to watch the launch. Probably be a good thing to watch, huh? All right, let's see what we got here. So this was
the second umbilical retracting. We have a go for engine start.
Yesterday.
We have main engine start. Engines up to full turbo speed.
Turbo speed.
And liftoff. Liftoff of the 95th Progress resupply mission to the International Space Station. The vehicle has cleared the tower. Engines at maximum thrust, arcing out to the northeast over the Central Asian desert. All control parameters reported to be normal from the blockhouse in Baikonur.
Turbo
Good
speed.
roll and pitch. Lighting up the night skies on a Sunday morning. The vehicle reported to be stable, having disappeared into the clouds over Baikonur.
Where do the first stages come down? They come down in Siberia somewhere. See, here's that trampoline. Hey, they did get their site back up and running.
Chamber pressure for the engines nominal. 1 minute 4 seconds into the flight. Yaw, pitch, and roll all normal. Reported by the engineers at the blockhouse in Baikonur.
Полет нормальный. Guidance is good.
Everything looking very good. All parameters are green.
All systems on the carrier rocket are normal.
90 seconds into the flight.
So this is mission control Star City. So this is in Russia. Here looks like something out of GoldenEye, dude. Let's see. So up here you have the Russian segment, International Space Station. Zarya, Zvezda, Poisk, Rasvet, Nauka, Prichal, Soyuz MS-28, and Progress MS-33. And then up here you have some stuff that's free flying. That's Progress 34, which is this thing right here. This is Programa Robot. This is the timeline. Start. Stage separation, which is where we're at right now.
6 minutes, 15 seconds of powered flight remaining. Second stage engine performance nominal, according to the blockhouse in Baikonur.
All carrier rocket systems are good. So they can launch cargo, but not people? No, the pad is 100% operational, dude. If you can launch Progress on it, you can launch Soyuz on it.
The vehicle is reported to be stable as we pass the 3-minute mark into the flight.
So these are all the...
We have the jettisoning of the launch shroud.
Up.
3 minutes, 20 seconds into the flight. 5.5 minutes of powered flight remaining. Everything looking good. The second stage engine is running flawlessly so far. Everything looking great. All the control parameters reported to be normal from the blockhouse in Baikonur. A steady ride uphill so far for the Progress 95 cargo ship.
230. Стабилизация изделия устойчивая.
All the vehicle parameters are stable and nominal.
Двигатель второй ступени работает нормально.
The second stage should be shutting down and separating about 30 seconds or so from now. Now the view from the television camera on the upper stage of the Soyuz 2.1A.
There we go. So this, once again, this was the launch from a couple of days ago.
About 20 seconds away from
Progress is about to dock to the ISS.
Separation.
You should see...
Very steady ride for the Soyuz heading uphill.
What the heck's going on up there? Oh, the shroud. That was staging.
And we have confirmation of second stage shutdown and separation. Third stage engine up and running.
That was hot staging. Soyuz hot stages like Starship, or Starship hot stages like Soyuz. Let's say it's like Soyuz.
To be stable. 5 minutes 20 seconds into the flight. 3.5 minutes of powered flight remaining.
So this was the launch of the spacecraft earlier this week. Actually, I think it was yesterday. You know what?
Reports coming from the blockhouse in Baikonur. A very, very smooth ride for the Soyuz 2.1A booster.
This launched on Saturday. Yeah, this launched on Saturday.
5 minutes, 45 seconds into...
And it's about to dock to the ISS. I just figured we'd show the launch. We'd show this first to get some context.
6 minutes into the flight. Liftoff time once again was 5:21 and 47 seconds p.m. Central Time, 3:21 and 47 seconds a.m. Baikonur time on Sunday morning. All structural parameters continue to be normal. Good ride uphill so far for the Progress 95 cargo craft. 6.5 minutes into the flight.
Let me just make sure we're coming up on... Yep, okay, we got a couple minutes here.
Mark 7 minutes into the flight. 1 minute 45 seconds of powered flight remaining. Third stage is running very smoothly. Good structural parameters.
Mm-hmm. Soyuz proves that just mass-produce something that works philosophy. Really, Kuju, it really does. I mean, Soyuz is a workhorse, dude. You know, I get it. Like, you know, a lot of people don't like look at Russia very favorably
Vehicle reported
nowadays.
to be
like,
very stable.
Not ignorant to what's going on, right? Like, but also, you know, it's a good design. It's not gonna break. Like, the design is so ridiculously simple and so
7 minutes
easy
45
to make,
seconds into the flight.
comparatively. Like
1 minute of
just,
powered flight remaining.
Hey, if it works, man.
Good third stage performance. 8 minutes 5 seconds into the flight. About 30 seconds of powered flight remaining.
It's crazy how close it is. I mean, yeah, Urban. You know what gets me, dude? You know what gets me? Like, if we had kept going with the Saturn program and Saturn 1 and stuff, dude, it would be this dialed. It would be this dialed by now. Like, it would be crazy. Can you imagine? Like, Saturn 1Bs doing their thing and, you know, Saturn 2s and Saturn 3. Like, we could have dialed it in this much. Like, we should have. NASA should have done that. But, yeah. Oh, there we go.
It's shutdown.
Watch. The
and separation.
Stage is going to vent to separate itself. It punctures
The
its own
Soyuz
tanks
booster has
to
done
separate.
its job. Now we'll stand by for solar array deploy and
Watch.
navigational antenna deploy.
The solars will... Boing. Spring. Hell yeah.
And we have confirmation of solar array deploy, and all navigational antennas have deployed, all of them. A perfect ride uphill for the Soyuz 2.1A booster, delivering the Progress 95 cargo craft into its preliminary orbit. Over the next several orbits of the Progress's
like
flight,
that, RB, yeah.
there'll be a series of delta velocity burns of the Progress engines to slowly but surely increase its altitude to match that of the International Space Station as it begins its 2-day journey for an automated docking to the aft port of the Zvezda service module on Monday evening. And there's our first view
from the mission thumbnail. So that was footage from Soyuz's docking camera. Couldn't really see much at the end there. Delta velocity burns. Yeah, Rob has a way of saying that. He has a way of saying that. Oh, perfect timing. Boom. Okay, cool. Shut that. That music makes YouTube angry. How does Soyuz often get to the ISS faster than Dragon? Anonymous, it's because it's dialed in more. It has a lot more to do with orbital mechanics. Yeah, it's from Flight Heritage mostly. Dragon could dock that fast, but what's the rush? Yeah, you can. Like, dude, you know it's gonna work. That's the thing. Like, it's not. So it's such a simple craft that they've used it for so long that you could just dial it in. It's like, you know that it can fly that trajectory and it won't be a big deal. That comes from, like, think about it like this, dude. It's like Falcon 9. Like, compare like the first Falcon 9 launches or like Falcon 9 landings, right? Compare those first landings, and you know, they were all wonky and they were all crazy. Now SpaceX can push the envelope, and you see like Falcon 9s coming in like this is a pen. You see them coming in like crazy sideways. Like the original ones are coming down like this. These ones, the ones nowadays, like they have a much bigger flight envelope, and you can afford to recover that booster from a much crazier trajectory, a trajectory that would have surely doomed the thing like 10 years ago. You know, the Russians have been sending Soyuz in progress into space for like 50 years. I mean, even longer for Soyuz. Soyuz has been flying. First Soyuz 1 was 1966. Here we go. Terminal. Live coverage, progress mission. Here we go.
Good evening from Mission Control in Houston in the International Space Station Flight Control Room here at NASA's Johnson Space Center. Here's a look at the Orbit 3 team, led by Flight Director Diane Daly and her team of flight controllers working in tandem with Russian flight controllers half a world away at the Russian Mission Control Center on the outskirts of Moscow. Teams are monitoring the automated arrival of the uncrewed Progress 95 spacecraft.
There's the ISS.
The aft port of the
Look,
Zvezda service
it's
module
up there
here
behind
in
the
about
Y, the C, and
45
the I.
minutes. This is its final leg of its 2-day 33 orbit journey, carrying nearly 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies to the Expedition 74 crew of 7 living and working on the International Space Station.
Yep. Just get off the screen there. All right, so check this out. Right here is your distance. This is your distance to the ISS, and that is your differential speed. So that's how fast.
And here you see on your screen.
That's how fast Progress is moving relative to the ISS. So we got a 15.6 meters a second difference here, and we're about 10.5 kilometers out. What's other stuff that's cool on here? There's your mission elapsed time in the top right. 2 days, 16 hours, or no. That's seconds. So seconds, minutes, hours. 2 hours, 16 minutes, 40 seconds. It's 2 days. There would be 2 because it launched 2 days ago. Now, what else do we got here? Here is your X, Y, and Z change in velocities that are needed for docking. And you can see the ISS right there. Very cool. Are we going to go to the Atlas V? Yes.
Here's a look at the Russian flight control team in the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow, who are closely monitoring the automated arrival of Progress today and have been doing so since launch just over 2 days ago.
What is the number in vodka liters? Oh, it's over there somewhere. We can't see it. They keep that private.
Right now, the Progress 95 cargo spacecraft is currently closing in on 9 kilometers away from the International Space Station ahead of its planned docking at approximately 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
We have command local.
I'm going to boost the audio a little bit. It's
both Progress
not great.
and the International Space Station are currently flying over the Western Pacific.
There we go.
The automated Progress spacecraft has been conducting a series of pre-programmed impulse burns to fine-tune and raise its path to meet up with the International Space Station.
Указує 2G.
All impulse burns have performed nominally, no issues reported, as Progress steadily makes its way toward the aft port of the Zvezda service module and makes its arrival at the space station.
On Compass 1.
The Core's automated docking system has completed its checkouts and is ready to guide the uncrewed cargo spacecraft to the aft port of the Zvezda module, where it will spend nearly 7 months docked to the orbiting laboratory.
Right there. That's the autopilot.
Fuel BPS on the bus 21.
That's KURS.
Activated.
Course.
Range 8.
Progress 95 began its journey to the International Space Station just over 2 days ago on Saturday, April 25th at 5:21 p.m. here Houston time, and early Sunday morning at 3:21 a.m. Baikonur time. That was April 26th.
Oh, look, a replay of the launch. We already saw this, though.
Progress lifted off from Launch Pad 6, Site 31 at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan atop a Soyuz 2.1A booster.
Yeet.
All 3 stages performed nominally during its 8-minute and 49-second powered flight to reach its preliminary orbit. And since then, its 33 orbit rendezvous, catching up to the International Space Station, brings us here today. Its the automated Progress spacecraft has been conducting a series of pre-programmed impulse burns to fine-tune and raise its path to reach station.
Why aren't they flying the fine-tune one? There's no need.
And again, all impulse burns have performed nominally. No issues have been reported.
Like, guys, the big thing behind, like, the quick transfer windows are its orbital mechanics. The ISS has to be in the right place. That's the biggest one. When the ISS is in the right place, they can hit it. The amount of time that it takes, they don't want to hit it. We don't want to hit it. The amount of time that it takes to get there can vary. It really depends on matching the orbital plane and then getting to it. Like, when you match the orbital plane, sometimes the ISS is closer. You know, like, so for instance, ideally, if they launch right when the ISS is more or less overhead, right, you're going to get a quick transfer that way. But you don't have to do that. When the ISS is over the site, like over Baikonur, it only happens every once in a while. And honestly, like, you'd want to time it that way, right? But you don't have to time it that way. You don't have to time it that way. All you got to do is just match the orbital plane. So you can match the orbital plane of the ISS, right? So not necessarily when the ISS is over your launch site, but when the orbital plane, the track of the ISS is over your launch site, you can launch then, and then the rendezvous can take, 2 days, it could take 3 hours, it could take 6 hours. It really just comes down to when you feel like launching and when they need the supplies up there. If there's no rush, you don't need to wait. You know, ironically, if there's no rush, you don't need to wait until a quick opportune transfer window comes by. If you're ready to go and it's going to take 2 days to get to the transfer, right? It's going to take a 2-day transfer. And if you wait 2 days, you get a 6-hour transfer. Why not just launch now? Right?
Crewed Progress 95 cargo spacecraft is carrying nearly 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies.
Yeah.
This breaks down to 2.8 tons, or 5,748 pounds. That's
right.
2,971 pounds of dry cargo, including hardware, food, and experiments.
Range here is 6,300 meters, closing at a speed of 9.45 meters a second. Progress is slowly slowing down. Right now, the Kurz autopilot is moving Progress into position to dock with the ISS. So this is the back of the ISS from this angle. That's the front from here. We're underneath the ISS. So on the nadir, we're below it. So like the ISS has forward, bow, stern, port, starboard, right? But we're in 3 dimensions here, not 2, right? So you have zenith, which is up relative to the station, and then you have nadir, which is down. We're underneath. We're Progress is on the nadir of ISS right now. It's below it. There's the crew that's on board. Jessica Meir. That's Jack Hathaway, Sophie Adeno. That's Chris Williams right there. Sergei Kudskverchkov, and I forget these two's names.
Agency astronaut Sophie Adeno and Roscosmos cosmonaut Andrei Fedyaev.
That's Andrei Fedyaev right there. I forget his name.
Upon their arrival to the space station in February, they joined the below crew of 3 that arrived to the International Space Station aboard the Soyuz MS-28 on Thanksgiving, which was November 27th. From left to right are International Space Station Commander and Roscosmos cosmonaut Sergei Kudsyrychkov, NASA astronaut in the middle Chris Williams, and cosmonaut Sergei Mikheyev.
Yeah, Sergei Mikheyev. I don't know him. Fedyaev and Kudskverchkov, they've flown before. Jessica Meir has flown before. Chris, Jack, and Sophie have never flown. This is their first time in space. This is the crew that Artemis 2 called, by the way, on the ISS. They're still up there. They've been up there for a while. Chris has been up there since Thanksgiving, which he's getting towards the end of his stay there.
As you can see here from the external television camera on the Progress spacecraft, Progress is about 5 kilometers away from the International Space Station, closing in on about 8 meters per second. Progress will slow down to the very slow speed of 1/10 of a meter per second upon capture.
I hear you loud and clear on 1.
I hear you as well. We are troubleshooting Moscow not being able to hear you and you not being able to hear Moscow.
Huh.
Yes, affirmative.
Affirmative. I'll be right back 1 second.
So continue monitoring approach. Everything's nominal.
Houston copies. We will relay.
Далее 4,5 километра, скорость 8,6.
4.5 kilometers, 8.6 range rate. The station is in the center of crosshairs.
Having a little bit of trouble with the communications here. Progress is 4,300 meters from the ISS. Close speed is 8.1 meters a second.
As you just heard from our Capcom and Mission Control here in Houston, talking to International Space Station Commander Sergei Kudsyrychkov, there's a comms issue in the circuitry in the MCC in Houston and to MCC in Moscow. There is no impact to rendezvous and docking.
4 kilometers range, 8.6 range rate. Observing the station in the center of crosshairs.
What's up, outdoorsman? What's on your mind? You got a question? Are we going to cover the Atlas V as well? Yeah. I'll try to make it to it. Yeah. It shouldn't be too much longer. So that's the International Space Station. Once again, we're kind of looking, if the ISS is kind of flying this way,
monitoring today's arrival of Progress 95, our International Space Station Commander Sergei Kudsyrychkov and Sergei Mikheyev. They're currently situated at a control panel in this service module with Toru, which is the telerobotically operated rendezvous unit. Toru is the backup rendezvous system, and cosmonauts would fly Progress manually if there was an issue with the CORS automated docking system. As of right now, all systems have checked out on CORS and there are no issues.
So you'll know if they switch to manual control because right here it says Course 1. It'll switch to Toru. It'll say Toru there instead. We've seen it happen. This is the guidance mode right here for progress right now.
Дальность 3 километра.
3 kilometers, 8.5 range rate. The station in the center of the tower.
3 kilometers out, 8.5 meters a second close speed. Kurs is Mekjeb. Yeah, sure. Russian is all Greek to you. Yeah, you know. I've imagined that docking procedures have improved since the Mir collision. Yeah, they've docked 94 prior progresses to the International Space Station with no problem. And 70-something Soyuz and change. Whoa, hey, what are you doing? Big rotation rate. Whoa. That's not good. That's bad. You're 2,200 meters from the ISS. That's not great at all. There is a rotation rate being imparted on the vehicle. The delta V numbers on the x-axis are going insane. It's still on Kurs. What?
SCADA activation is confirmed. Reversal is in progress, and range is 2 kilometers, range rate 4.2 meters per second.
Are we sure that was supposed to do that?
As you heard, the latest impulse burn was performed nominally, and progress is now approaching at about 2 kilometers away between the spacecraft and the space station, closing in at a rate of a little over 7, or about 4 meters per second.
As I was saying, you're the one that jinxed it. Oh, there it is. She's back.
The ISS is back in the center of the video
yeah, that
monitor
was not supposed to do that.
Range is 1,700 meters and range rate 4.2.
What the hell was that? What was that?
I'm on page 20, activating Toru mode.
I seem to recall this happening before, but never to that extent.
Tour activation command sent, and I'm starting the tests per page 21.
Oh, they might be testing something. Huh. You jinxed? I didn't jinx it. Somebody asked me. What do you mean? It's not my fault.
Aboard
It's
the
fine.
International
Look.
Space Station's test service module, cosmonauts Sergei Kucherchkov and
Could it be a
Sergei
flip to do a burn to slow
are
down
conducting
more?
a test,
It has
routine
RCS
test of the
first.
Toru system, or the telerobotically operated rendezvous unit, which is the backup rendezvous unit. Toru would only be used in the unlikely event of a last-minute issue occurred with the automated CORS rendezvous system that is in control right now and
that was
performing
normal.
nominally. This is a routine test.
They tested the Toru. They spun the craft on purpose. All right, cool. Like I said,
We're expecting the Progress to perform its fly around the station.
I've seen it do that before, but never like that. Like never just like I've seen it go kind of slightly to the left, Then slightly back to the right. I've never just seen them, dude. Somebody in the ISS, whoever has control, maybe Sergey, like just yeeted that dang thing. I've never seen it do that.
The passenger command is sent, and the central LEDs are illuminated.
I think Sergey Kutsperchkov is on the Toru controls right now. Yeah, that scared me. I was like, that's not supposed to do that. What is it doing?
Range is 1280 meters, and range rate is 4.03 meters per second.
Kurs is their automated docking system. That's the docking program. If this switches and you see Toru up here, then something has gone wrong.
Up. All 4 LEDs down. All 4 LEDs are illuminated. Right. All LEDs are illuminated, and left. All 4 LEDs are illuminated. Clockwise, all 4 LEDs are illuminated.
So 1,100 meters
all LEDs
from the ISS.
Progress under 1,200 meters.
Close speed is 3.81 meters a second and decelerating.
Destination of the aft port of the Zvezda service module, for which will stay for the next nearly 7 months.
Try spinning, it's a good trick. Yeah, no.
And to the right, LEDs in the center and on the edges are illuminated. Pulling the handle towards the south, LEDs are illuminated, and pushing the handle, all the LEDs are illuminated. No issues with the THC test.
You've been hearing the Russian interpreter talking to the cosmonauts in the service module as they run through a routine diagnostics test of the Toru backup rendezvous system. And just heard reports that was a good test of Toru.
And the central LEDs are illuminated. Starting 4.3 testing Toru panel commands, and I don't have any questions or issues with the actions in 4.2. Работа. Operation is activated. Range is 800 meters. 880 meters. Range rate 2.4 meters per second.
800 meters to the ISS. Oh, hey, baby. Oh, wait, no. Privet. Okay. Robota activated.
AGC mode command send to get a better image.
Now just under 800 meters between Progress and the space station, closing in on a rate of about 2.5 meters per second. Progress has been conducting a series of pre-programmed burns to fine-tune the path on its way to the International Space Station. All have gone by the book. No issues reported as the spacecraft steadily makes its way to meet up with station.
We're on the aft starboard part of the station. This is the back of the station over here. That's starboard. That's port. That's the bow up there. Zenith is this way. Nadir is down here. This is the bottom of the space station right there. You can see Zvezda is right there. Toru again.
Progress will arrive in the neighborhood of the space station about 400 meters away here in about 3 minutes. We'll begin a fly around at about 15 degrees. This will enable the spacecraft to precisely align its forward docking probe with the aft port of the Zvezda service module, where it will be docked to in about 24 minutes.
So Zvezda is right there. Zaya is right there.
As you can see here in this cross-haired engineering data overlaid camera from the Progress spacecraft, closing in on about 1.5 meters per second.
It's how do you say that?
At the time of contact and capture, Progress.
That last character. I know that's just Tormo, but the X with the line through it. I don't know how to say that. I forgot. This one right here. The one that looks like a trident going in 2 directions. It's ZH. So that would be Tourmaj. There you go. Thank you. Zarya is owned by the U.S. Yeah, it's operated by the Russians, Tesla. Yep.
514 meters. Range rate is 1.6 meters per second.
483 meters. Close rate is 1.5 meters a second. Still on Kurs. So Zvezda is right there. Zarya is right there. Nauka is right here. You could see it. It kind of goes down here. And Prichal is on the end of Nauka. Nauka is the science module. Their science module. And then up there you got Unity, the Destiny Lab. You can clearly see it. Then Harmony, right? You can see Dragon up there, docked to the Zenith IDA on Harmony. There's Dragon.
Range is 130 meters. Range rate 1.3 meters per second.
If the lighting was a little bit different, you'd be able to see. Oh, you could just see the top of Cygnus. It's right there. Cygnus is on the bottom of the space station. There we go.
We have switched to fly around.
Fly around mode has been activated and has begun.
Yeah, watch this. This is gonna look awesome. So these are the ISS
The fly around
radiators?
enables Progress to align its
solar
forward docking
panels are out
probe
on
with
the
the
edge.
apps port of the Zvezda service module, where it'll dock to in about 21 minutes from now.
So it's docking to Zvezda, which is over here. So if the ISS is kind of this way, Progress is coming at it from the starboard aft, right? And what it's going to do is it's going to slew into position right behind it and dock right to the back of the station. You're seeing it do its thing there. And then the forward IDA at the very front of the station, that's where another Dragon can dock. Crew 13 will be up there actually sooner rather than later. Automatic exposure is changing. Did you guys eventually
Here in about 5 minutes, there will be a brief
fix it to
period.
in Battlefield where we could all play with the same squad? It's kind of hard to get everybody into the same game, but once everybody does, yeah, that's really fun. Commanding 2 squads is a good time. It's fun. Did they up the party size? No. Geek, this is a resupply ship. This is a Progress. So, there's Soyuz MS-28 right there. That's Progress 33.
Progress is now approaching the distance of about 260 meters between the spacecraft and station, closing in on about 5.5 meters per second.
This is Nauka right there. There's Prichal, which is a multi-axis node. Nauka is the science module. Zvezda is right there. Zarya is right there.
Range is 260 meters.
Oh, for
Range
BF6.
rate
No.
0.53 meters per second. Fly around is in progress.
So up there on the
Here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, Flight Director Diane Daly is getting a go for docking from her flight controller team.
238 meters from the station, 0.38 meters a second close speed. Tidris handover. And the Russians are using Tidris. It's, see, up there. They got a handover. So up here at the top of their mission control, you have, well, the date up there. And then ISS, the Russian segment of the International Space Station is what that says there.
We're to brief handover of satellites and the tracking data and relay system.
And then these are all the modules that are docked to the ISS right now. So Zarya, Zvezda, Poisk, Rasvet, Nauka, Progress MS-28, or no, Soyuz MS-28, which is right there. And then Progress MS-33, which is right there. Nauka's right here. Prichal is there. Zvezda is here. Zarya is there. Rasvet is up there. That's what the Soyuz is docked to. That's Rasvet. And then Poisk is what Progress is docked to up there. They're docking adapters. Poisk and Raskvet are docking adapters. And then up there, you can see Cygnus up at the front of the station. Or, well, that's kind of underneath the middle. There's Cygnus. And then that's the ESA Columbus module right there. That right there is the Quest airlock. See this cylinder right there? That's the pressurized volume that, or well, pressurized and depressurized volume. That's the joint airlock. That's how you go outside. And then there's the S0 truss segment right there. On top of the S0 truss segment, there's an antenna for communication. That is the dish for going through Tidris right there. And then right here, you can kind of see it. It's kind of hard to look. There is your Z1 truss segment. The Z1 truss segment right there has your control moment gyros for the ISS. They're gyroscopes to keep the ISS oriented relative to the ground. The truss segment, which is that big lateral piece that goes across the entire space station, that truss segment is always parallel to the ground. Think of it like wings on a plane. The gyros keep the ISS rotating at 1 revolution per minute, or 1 revolution per orbit. So it stays oriented relative to the ground. So Nauka right here is always pointed at the ground if the ISS keeps its orientation. We're looking up the back end of the ISS here. That's Poisk. That's Progress 34. Nauka is right there, the science module, the Russian science module, and then Prichal is right above my head. Okay, rolling. You're getting some coupling there. You're getting rates on multiple axes. Whatever, it'll fix it.
Here, everything is nominal on board. We are monitoring the nominal progress flight.
So you can see the space station remote manipulator system over there.
I will be broadcasting my actions and everything that's going on. Yes, please do so. We can hear you, and I will...
What you're seeing here on the external television view from the Progress spacecraft, the spacecraft itself is rolling to correct its orientation for final approach to the aft port of the Zvezda service module.
Procedure. Yes, copy that, Ivan. I'll be using the onboard procedure.
These are the 2 big main radiator arrays. That's what they use to cool all the systems on the ISS. There's 4 of them. Actually, well, there's 6.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
2 mains right there on each truss segment, and then there's 2 out. There's 2 each out on the solar panels, left and right. He said, "Horosho, everything is good." Yeah. Hey, Josh. Is it a visual tracking system? Kurs? No.
Roll maneuver is continuing.
I don't know if...
180 meters,
I think Kurs is
and
infrared.
We're almost at a station keeping. The range rate is 0.02 meters per second. Copy all, and you're going to proceed, Sergey. Copy.
Fly around is complete, and we're in a period of station keeping.
Station keeping in the approach corridor confirmed.
Progress about 180 meters away from the International Space Station. We should get the go-ahead to resume final approach here momentarily.
Экипаж, ответьте.
Yes, Tesla Max.
Супу Москвы.
ISS crew Moscow.
Сергей, через минуту
Go
будет
ahead,
автоматический
Sergey.
пуск, пока делать ничего не надо.
In 1 minute, I will have the automatic notable. You don't need to execute any actions for now. Copy.
So the ISS in progress are over the Pacific Ocean. They'll be crossing the Andes here momentarily. So once again, this is the two flights that are up there right now in Russian mission control. So there's the ISS,
We're going to brief
obviously,
handover satellites on the
and then
tracking
Progress
data
34.
and relay system, but an update to the comms issue between the two
Skeeters.
mission control
Skeeters.
centers in Houston and outside of Moscow. We have regained communications between those two control centers.
So this is your sequence of events. This is the docking program, Programa Rabot, is what that says. So that's your program sequence right there. Should be getting a...
As soon as we're back in range of our tracking data and relay system, we should be beginning final approach then.
There we go.
And we've regained our video here.
For what it's worth, the docking port, the way this thing docks is 45 degrees off the axis of the ISS. So I know it looks like it's rolled 45 degrees to the left, just because it is. Now, Soyuz and Progress utilize a probe and drogue. Almost wondering if we get a picture here from the ISS, but guess not.
Range is 167 meters. Range rate 0.79 meters per second.
Yep, 157 meters out.
Принято.
Copy.
Progress is closing in on 150
80
meters away
centimeters a
from the
second.
International Space Station.
The SSVP, that's right, Tesla Max. Yep, you got it.
Closing in on a rate of less than a meter per second.
Oh, that's what I've been waiting for. There's the shot. Thank you, NASA. Very nice. Very
and there's
nice.
our first view from cameras aboard the International Space Station of the uncrewed Progress 95 cargo spacecraft.
Range rate is 0.67 meters per second.
Very
Copy.
nice. What type of control moment gyro do the ISS use? I would assume they would use variable speeds. I have no idea. I know they're about this big. They're about a meter wide, Lava. There's 4 of them in redundancy on the Z1 truss segment.
Progress is currently under 200 meters away from its arrival port at the aft end of the Zvezda
Dude,
service
you can see the
module.
thrusters firing. That's super
And the
that's
International
super
Space
cool.
Station and Progress are currently flying over or approaching the west coast of South America.
They're approaching the Andes. That's a spaceship docking to the space station. I'm just saying. That's pretty neat.
Range is 95 and range rate 0.46 meters per second.
Принято.
Copy.
Yep.
Progress is now
86
under
meters out.
100 meters away from the International Space Station, carrying nearly 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies for the crew of Expedition 74.
Just go ahead and switch
Сергей,
around 1
Кремль
Sergey.
передает, что
Embassy
получает
Moscow
картинку,
is
телеметрию.
saying that they
Всё хорошо.
can see the image and telemetry and everything is fine. Copy. That's good news.
For sure.
Range is 72 meters. Range rate 0.3 meters per second. I can see the docking port. Copy.
They're seeing what we're seeing.
In preparation for today's arrival, the Zvezda docking port that Progress 95 is making its way to here in just about 7.5 minutes was just vacated a week ago, last Monday, April 20th, with the departure of Progress 93 as it completed its delivery run to the station.
The glare, though. Looks like sun's going down.
The Corps' automated docking system is activated and performing nominally. Once Progress docks to Zvezda, there will be a period of relative motion between the two vehicles that will be given a little bit of time to dampen.
That's the probe and drogue.
Then the forward docking probe on Progress will retract to interlock with the port on Zvezda.
All the dots that you see out here are radiation.
It'll bring the two docking interfaces together,
how often are Progress ships
initiating the hooks to close and forming a hard mate between the two vehicles.
Range is 48 meters. I can see the
Progresses are
and
expendable.
the docking target. Copy.
Progresses burn up in the atmosphere. They have no heat shield when they're done with them. That's Nauka right behind me. That's Zvezda up there. We're on the back end of the ISS right here. Yeah. Okay. SSVP right there. Soyuz is in docking mode. Per Kurs. Anytime these numbers pop up, chat was telling me that the thrusters are firing. If you see the letters pop up right here. So that's SSVP. That's the name of the Soyuz docking system. It's a probe and drogue style system. So there's like it looks like a funnel, right? And then at the tip of the funnel goes in that right there. And when the tip of the funnel catches it, right, it'll retract and it'll pull the two docking ports together. That's probe and drogue, kind of like Apollo, believe it or not. Do you think they have alcohol on board for celebrations? I'm pretty sure the Russians have celebratory stuff up there. 38 meters out, 0.17 meters a second. So we're at 17 centimeters a second here on part of dock. Still on Kurs right now.
Visual image as well, and the docking target is at the center of the video monitor. Range rate is 0.13 meters per second. Copy.
Why is the data jumping?
Course has the docking target in sight from
slowly.
The external television views you see here on your screen from Progress, just under those crosshairs there.
$30 meters out, 13 centimeters a second.
Progress is 30 meters away from the aft port of the Zvezda service module here on the space station.
Initial command is sent.
Course is locked in on that docking target that you see to the upper left of the crosshairs in the middle of the screen here.
Copy. And inaudible command is sent, and it is confirmed. And I am ready to send the command for course scanning antenna closed. Copy.
Сергей, повтори, пожалуйста.
Sergey, please repeat your last.
Есть инструкция АО отведена.
Принято.
Roll angle reference values updated. Copy.
Hey now. Hey, chill. And so it says something over here. What does this say?
Range is approximately 20 meters.
I don't know what that means.
Copy.
Continuing its nominal approach, closing in on 20 meters away. Closing in on 1/10 of a second.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Range is approximately 15 meters.
What type of
Copy.
fuel is the spacecraft using right now? Hypergolic. It's hypergolic
Approximately
thrusters.
15 meters away, closing in on 1/10 of a meter per second.
12 meters. The target is
You know
in
what?
the
Let me
center
check
of
it
the
just to
video
be
monitor,
sure.
and crosshairs are aligned.
Принято.
Copy.
Yeah, N204 and UDMH for maneuvering. Yeah, for maneuvering. Yeah, they're using hypergolic thrusters. It's nitrogen. Well, they use dinitrogen tetroxide
Visually, the
and
range is
unsymmetrical
approximately 6 meters.
dimethyl
The target is in the center of the video monitor, and crosshairs are.
It's very similar to Dragon. Dragon, Starliner, or Orion, they all use the same. Progress, Soyuz, they all, even the Chinese capsule, Shenzhou, that they all use the same fuel.
Good alignment and standing by for contact and capture.
Range is approximately 4 meters.
Okay, here
And
we
the
go.
booking target is next to the center of the VECO video monitor.
Принято.
Copy.
It's close enough, weather guy. Okay, we should get a capture here. 4 meter. There we go.
Contact confirmed.
Contact and capture. Docking is confirmed.
0349 and mechanical capture confirmed.
Принято. Есть касание. Есть
Copy,
цепка.
contact and capture confirmed.
There we go.
Docking is confirmed at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, as both vehicles were flying over the east coast of Brazil.
Soft capture confirmed.
The Progress docking probe is in the process of being retracted currently.
This is MCC Moscow. Go ahead.
Сергей, заключительные
Sergey.
The docking probe retraction will bring the surfaces between Progress and Zvezda flush against one another to enable the initiation of the closing of hooks to form the hard mate.
And standing by for your
Everybody
instructions.
likes a
Copy.
hard mating. It's good for, so you doesn't leak when you transfer. I'm talking about the space station. It's progressing nicely. Yeah. What? Stop looking at me like that. Isn't the pseudo third pole over eastern Brazil? The South Atlantic anomaly is right here. Where are the astronauts during a docking? Did they go into the capsules in case of catastrophic accidents? The Sergey and Andre are, yes, there's two named Sergey. There's your docking progress right there. So they're retracting the probe and drogue. You can see that they're getting closer to each other. And the hard mating surface is right here and here. That's an SSVP up there.
Here's a view of the Mission Control Center on the outskirts of Moscow. Again, a successful docking of the Progress 95 spacecraft to the International Space Station at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
I would assume people on the USOS side are probably in their spacecraft. Their Crew 12 is probably in the craft, but I don't know for sure. That man is playing Galaga. No, they wouldn't be playing Galaga over there, dude. They'd be playing Tetris. Come on. Stupid question. Do they send a bunch of trash back after unpacking new supplies? Yeah. They throw all their trash into Progress and Cygnus. And they burn up in the atmosphere, yes. Mm-hmm. Tempest? I don't think they'd be playing Tempest. Tetris is a Russian game, though. Dung, 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 dung. Tetris is awesome. I love that game. What catastrophic thing could happen? I mean, Mustard, leaks. Leaks would probably be your biggest thing right now, but that's why you take your time and make sure that the mating happens nice and slow. You don't want to shock the system or anything, but honestly, dude, like with spaceflight, it's about being preemptive. It's very much like airplanes, the same idea. You just don't want to, the key is to just don't put yourself in a scenario where something can go wrong. That's the right way to say it, dude. Don't put yourself into a scenario when something can go wrong. So with this, it's slow pressure equalization between Progress and pressurizing the vestibule right here. Well, not the vestibule, the SSVP. Just slow pressurization, make sure everything works. Go slow, take your time, be deliberate. That's how we conduct spaceflight. That's how the Russians do it. That's how the Chinese do it. That's how we do it. That's the Europeans. Everybody does this way. You just be very deliberate about what you do. Know exactly what you're doing. Don't guess. And you generally avoid catastrophe. That's how we've been able to have people at the ISS continually crewed for the last quarter of a century. You got to be careful. No bullcrap. But like, what's the most catastrophic thing? Oh, anything could happen. You never know. But you want to maximize your chance of never knowing. Does that make sense?
Leak checks after the hooks are closed to ensure that we have an airtight seal between Progress and Zvezda.
I think Cygnus, I don't know about Progress.
Confirmation that hooks are closed.
They lit it on fire once. Does the ISS take a lot of damage from space debris?
We have confirmation that the hooks are closed between Progress 95 and the Zvezda service module. So we do have a hard mate between Progress and station. And with that, Progress has completed its delivery of nearly 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies for the Expedition 74 crew.
Yep. Now the drive hooks on the mating flange is going. The drive hooks look like this, and they lock together. Dead center below the main map screen, there's a bronze rectangular box with transparent sides. It looks like it has a silver bird inside. It's a model of the ISS, Blark. It's a model of the ISS, man. Thank you. Do we think Atlas will go tonight? We got about 45 minutes until that happens, so we're just going to sit here and watch. I don't know. Let's see if the weather's improved. Let me see what its POV is. 15% POV, so I'm going to go ahead and say that Atlas will probably fly. So once again, this is a shot of Russian mission control. This is in Star City, Moscow. It's just outside of Moscow in Russia. The Russian mission control controls the Russian segment, or RS. You can see it up there. PC is RS in Russian. And these are all the modules that are attached to it. And then when they have docking port equalization, you'll see Progress MS34. Oh, wait, no, it already did it. Progress MS34 is now added to the list. So all the modules that the Russian segment, on the Russian segment, are listed up here. Zarya, Zvezda, Poisk, Rasvet, Nauka, Prichal, Soyuz MS28, Progress MS33, and Progress MS34. The date's over here. Mission elapsed time is over there. This is the the docking progress. Ugh. This is the docking progress right here. They have almost equalized it. It's almost ready to go. Outdoorsman, what's up?
All hooks are closed and docking is complete. Progress 95 began its journey to the International Space Station just over 2 days ago on Saturday evening here Central Time, early Sunday morning Baikonur time.
I can read Russian badly, but I do not speak Russian.
After its 2-day 33 orbit rendezvous.
Maybe like a 3-year-old's understanding of the Russian language, maybe on a good day. I can read it though, not very well, but most of the words I don't know. I know this because I know the modules. I know the modules to the ISS. And, you know, you cover the space program for a long enough time, you pick up stuff, you know what I mean? Oh, wait, whoa, hey, you're done? No, you're not done, all right, NASA? Jeez. Come on, you played enough Winter Car. That's Finnish, that's not Russian. Those are two different languages. Are the two ground tracks over the Russian and the Arctic Ocean Molina satellites? These are ground tracking station range. That's ground tracking stations, dude. I mean, like I said, guys, I can kind of read what's going on, but yeah, I'm nowhere near proficient. I just know some words. I can't believe they stopped it. Oh, look. Ooh, new Annie Austin. Nice. Look at, I mean, seriously, look at my suggested. Freaking First Man, Phil Sloss, Annie Austin, and Chris Birdsong is fixing the General Lee. Like, I think the YouTube algorithm has me down pat, dude. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad, dude. Can you count down in Russian? No. That's bad. I don't know how to feel about that, dude. The suggested is pretty much on point. You watch that Annie Austin video? Dude, that guy is funny as hell. I love his videos, dude. That guy can plug merch like nobody's business, dude. I wish I was that good at doing that. Oh, man. All right. Yeah, Perkele Satana. You just cursed in Finnish, but spelt it in Russian. Okay. Nice. It took a second. How cold are the supplies right now? Do they get into a frozen strait? No, Scrap. No, not really. Progress has HVAC systems on board. With that being said, they do freeze some things on purpose. It has a fridge in it, but the fridge is not like for storing cold beer. You know what I mean? Like, it's a fridge for keeping scientific experiments that need to stay cool. Like for lab preservation, because the ISS is a research laboratory at the end of the day. Nah, I'm not that lucky, Yuki. The Russians do have celebratory vodka up there, yes. They do. It's not much. And I know what people are going to say. Oh, man, drinking in space. Dude, you don't want to get drunk in space. That would get messy really, really fast. I would not want to do that. And I do like my beer. I do not want to do that. You don't want to do that either. Dude, oh, man, even getting a buzz up there, that would suck. I would blow chunks. I'm not even kidding. I would blow chunks. That would end very poorly. And I can hold my stomach. I can hold my own pretty well. You know, like, I would not do that. Dude, that brings a whole new term to projectile vomiting. Like, we don't want to do that at all. What is this? What the heck? That's a Crochet spacesuit. What the hell? Why is that? Who the hell is selling that? 350 G's? No, I'm good. I don't need that, but that's still pretty neat. Buy it? No. That's actually real. That's a real eBay listing. What the frick? Wait, what? Wait a minute. There's a Sokol spacesuit on here as well. Who the hell is selling their spacesuits? What is a Sokol doing up here? Like, I don't understand. Why would you... Whatever. That's not a movie prop. That's the real thing. 65 G's for a Sokol. That's not bad, dude.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Spacesuit Fund.
No. When do you want me to stream in a spacesuit? Oh, you guys, no. I can't fit in a spacesuit, man. They need to be custom tailored. I'm trying to see whose suit this is. They said it was flown in 2019. Let's read. It was the emergency, so it was a flight suit, the Sokol KV-2 for a Russian cosmonaut flown to space in 2019 on board Soyuz during launch and descent, as well as orbiting. A functional example of spacesuit that is used in Russia's space program. You got to be kidding me. We just buy spacesuits? Like, I mean, I don't want that for 65 grand, but that's pretty cool that it's there. Business expense. You know what? I'm just going to see that seller's listing. What else do you got on here? They have the Pravda, which means truth in Russian. That was the propaganda paper. That's from October of 1957. That's the newspaper that Sputnik. There's the article about Sputnik, which is satellite. There's Yuri's. Are you kidding me? Interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff on there, man. Dude, there's all like the suit testing equipment. There's signed stuff from Yuri Gagarin. That's crazy. Oh, dude, hold up. Yo, we got a signed picture from Oleg Kononenko. That's cool. All right. That's pretty neat. Kononenko is like, he's been up to space a lot. Let's put it like that. Dude, there is... Yo, hold up. TMA 15. The TMA-15 crew right there. Terry Virts, Anton Shkeplerov, and Samantha Cristoforetti. Signed. Not bad, dude. Sublimated porridge. Yeah, I don't want that. Oh no. Mutter, you're linking Gov auctions. Why are you linking Gov auctions? Are those... What? What? No. No. It is. Those are the batteries from the ISS. What? What the hell? Those are the batteries that are in the truss segment. Multiple battery subassemble order replacement units, fin protection fixtures, transport containers, and battery subassemblies. 12 line items in total. These must have been spares. Oh, replacements. My guess is that these are the old batteries, guys. These, what are they? Nickel hydride batteries, I think. It's something weird.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Those are definitely ISS batteries. That's weird, man. How do you find this stuff? Like, what the hell? No, you know what? I know how you find this stuff. You just put NASA into GSA auctions and see what pops up. That was a mistake. That was not a smart thing to do. I just did that, and I should not have done that. You guys want some jet engines? They are probably not in the best shape. Space! They're freaking space, dude! Oh, come on! How much is this? How much is this? Oh, it's a $600. Yeah. That's not great. Why? I can't look at this, man. My wife will kill me. That will end very poorly. Bid now. No. No. I'm going to keep looking. There's a water jet right there for $400. Rack enclosures. Cool. Ultrasonic cleaner for $300. A big one, too. There's some fence. You want some fence? Get the water jet. Get the water jet. Freaking water jet, though, man. That would be pretty useful. This is just outside? Why is it outside? What are you doing? Oh, this is a bad idea. Why am I doing this? This is progress docking coverage. Here, look, a fence. There's some tables. Want some tables? $100. Cubicles. Oh. Lot of tires. Nice. What size? What size tires are we talking about here? Unknown manufacturers, total unknown. The tires are classified in used condition. Those are not used tires. Those are not used tires at all. They still have the stickers on them. Bro. What the hell? What the hell is this? Tables, PDUs, semi-truck trailer. It's a short one though. That's like a 30-footer. That's tiny. Moffett. That's at Ames. Exam tables. Don't want to know. Machine shop equipment. Oh, dude, a space lab rack. No way. Ahem. What are you linking? You. Why? No, don't do this. Yes. That actually, that thing is not in the best condition. Last, you might want to read. You know that certain members of the community are taking notes of all these items. Oh yeah, great. Okay. So you know what, Tessa, you're right. If that's the case, here, let's go. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 moment. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this 2017 F350 with a utility box. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, no. Yeah, geek, I know. It's not great. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That's bad. That's not great. This is not good. We should not be looking at this. That's a that's the mil spec square body. That's not great. That's not great, you know. Yeah, CD 30903. I forget what they called this. Yeah, that's this is not good. A de half, what is that, Geeson? That's an entire plane. That is an entire airplane. WB-57 canopies. Oh no. No, this is not good. Stop it. Why am I still looking? I'm still looking. I don't care. Actually, dude, you could get a utility truck. Typical. You could get a freaking work truck for I should stop. I should stop. I should stop. I should stop immediately. This is bad. This is bad. This is not good. No, get that off the screen, man. That's so bad. Dude, Primo would kill me. She'd kill you guys by proxy. Oh no. Oh. Okay, you guys want a 5-ton? 5-ton dump truck? I don't know why I'm still looking. This is really bad that what the hell? Ferd? 81 GMC. 97 Ram. Oh, there's that. We already saw that. Oh, look, a Honda Cross Tour. Search Hammett. Highly expandable mobility tactical truck.
Base here. The Eagle has landed.
$5 for the 5-ton truck.
Yeah, they're too expensive. Nice, but too expensive. Maybe that'll work. What do we got? Nope. I forget what it is. Name every 97 Ram. Yeah, I know. Vehicles. T-34. No records. Good. Yeah, HMMWVs. Yeah, you get a Humvee for like nothing, dude. That's kind of cool, but I don't need any more cars. I have enough. I'm good. It kind of kills me to say that, but I actually do have enough. So once again, fellas, I'm just burning time until the Atlas launch here. We should be getting into the coverage here soon.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
LA-6. You do need a backhoe though. Yeah. When's the launch? 20 minutes. Hey, Arg Blue. How you doing? It's in PA just saying, I need a trailer, dude. Need a trailer if we're going to be looking for anything. Which launch? Amazon, it's a ULA Atlas 5, 551. 5 meter fairing, 5 solid rocket boosters, 1 upper stage, 1 engine in the upper stage. It's launching in about 20 minutes. Want some space bits? What's that, Resi? The ISS batteries, dude. We saw that. Oh, hey, check this. Where is that? That's in Abilene, Kansas. Crap. I was just in Kansas, man. Why did you do that? I could, dude. That's actually a good price. I need a trailer. That's a little mini excavator. That would be superbly useful. That thing looks brand new, Aqualux. Okay. Launch stream has started. I'm going to change up the... Change up the name. Amazon Leo LA-6. Launch coverage. I have permission if in case anybody's wondering.
Two, 1. We have ignition and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket.
Go out. Move set far.
Thanks, Michael.
We're here at Space Launch Complex 41, where ULA's Atlas V rocket is fueled and ready to launch 29 satellites to low Earth orbit for Amazon Leo. Good evening. I'm Alex Mitchell, a systems engineer at United Launch Alliance. Welcome to the live coverage of the Atlas V LEO-6 mission.
What's up, Alex? Nice
I'm joining you from ULA's Advanced Spaceflight Operations Center at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. In addition to our teams here at the Cape, we also have a team of engineers on console at ULA headquarters in Denver, Colorado. Liftoff is scheduled for 8:53:30 p.m. Eastern Time within today's 29-minute launch window. Launch windows for Amazon Leo missions vary by day to day and are determined by the position of Amazon Leo satellites currently in orbit. Tonight's coverage will continue through deployment of all 29 spacecraft. For additional real-time updates, you can follow along at our live blog at ulalaunch.com. And if you enjoy watching our live coverage, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for future missions and launch content.
Alex, what? Did you just do the YouTube plug on a ULA stream?
Tonight we are flying the Atlas 551 configuration, which consists of a 5.4 fairing, 5 RB boosters attached to the main booster, and one RL-10C engine powering the upper stage.
Yeah. Is 7 we might, actually. It's possible we could see this
We're
one.
taking a live look at the Atlas V rocket on the launch pad at Space Launch Complex 4.
Let me go outside and see if there's any clouds. Because if so, I definitely want to see this thing fly by if there's no clouds. I'll be right back.
Initial thrust at liftoff. The Atlas booster is typically a copper color, but now that it's been filled with cryogenic liquid oxygen, it has turned white with frost. The booster stage is also filled with RP-1, or rocket propellant, which is a highly purified version of kerosene. At the very top of the rocket is the payload fairing. This protective shell gives the rocket an aerodynamic shape needed for the climb to space. On the fairing, we are proud to display artwork representing Amazon's LEO program in its signature krypton color, along with the American flag and the Atlas and ULA logos. The Amazon LEO name is a nod to the low Earth orbit constellation that powers this network. And if you look closely, you'll notice the logo includes an aurora shaped by the letters L, E, and O. Just below the fairing, where it tapers, is the Centaur upper stage. This stage takes over after the first stage flight, guiding the payload on its final destination to space. As we continue the countdown, let's take a closer look at how ULA builds the Atlas V rocket.
Engineered in Centennial, Colorado, ULA's Atlas V rocket is built in Decatur, Alabama, and launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida. Once the rocket is manufactured, it travels to Cape Canaveral on ULA's cargo ship, known as Rocket Ship. After arriving in Florida, ULA's launch operations team begins assembling the rocket. Stacking begins with lifting the 107-foot Atlas booster, powered by an RD-180 engine, onto the mobile launch platform. 5 solid rocket boosters are attached to the sides of the first stage for additional thrust at liftoff.
There ain't a cloud in the sky, dudes. There's a very good chance we see this.
Steel Centaur upper stage, powered by an RL-10 engine, is then lifted into position. Lastly, the payload fairing, containing the spacecraft, is lifted and mated to the Atlas V rocket. Once assembled, the countdown begins with moving the rocket from the vertical integration facility to the launch pad. The trip to the pad is about 1/3 of a mile.
Hang on, I'm gonna reset the stream reset this real quick.
Providing communication with the spacecraft, followed by the ground van providing support to the rocket. The mobile launch platform supplies
I might be able to see it. It's possible.
And propellant lines to the rocket. Track mobiles at the rear power the convoy, which includes an environmental control system.
I'll take a picture
conditioning to the
if
payload and rocket, as
if
well
I
as
can see it. I'll take a picture.
Atlas arrives at the pad for fueling and other final preparations, and once fueled, weighs nearly 1.3 million pounds.
And there she is. Starliner needs 2 upper stage engines? Yes. The Starliner variant of Atlas V that flies is the Knot 22 configuration, or N22. Drew, they have 2 engines. They have a dual engine.
AC on 1. Go. Yeah, this time ready to provide an outbrief on both the MLP mass deluge valve misconfiguration and the issue with when we went to drop fuel.
It's for engine out capability for crew safety.
For the MLP watchdown valve, the configuration was not able to be changed by troubleshooting and trying to cycle the valve. However, this is an acceptable configuration, and this will be some areas that will be washed down manually following pad re-entry, and the team recommends to proceed with the operation.
LC concurs.
LD concurs. And then additionally, the issue experienced when went to drop fuel was a misconfiguration following our engine slew SC test. That was reperformed with the correct configuration. Is no concern.
LC concurs.
LD concurs.
Huh. Okay.
The Atlas V booster stage is filled with a mix of rocket.
No, yeah, okay. We know it has rocket fuel in it. They were troubleshooting some problems with the mobile launcher platform. So that's the MLP. That's the gray structure that Atlas is attached to. They were having they said that there was something with the washdown, which is water. That's the water systems. And then they also were chasing another bug that had to do with engine config, but they fixed it. Interesting.
Height, and the cryogenic liquid oxygen again as the oxidizer. Together, these tanks hold about 46,000 pounds of fuel. This is equivalent to about 98,900 cans of soda. The 5 attached SRBs add about 371,000 pounds of thrust each. Combine that with the 860,000 pounds of booster main engine, and we have over 2.7 million pounds of thrust.
Ice usually doesn't build up like that on Atlas.
Tonight's mission will deliver 29 Amazon LEO satellites to low Earth orbit.
That's right.
This mission is identical to the payload integration from the Atlas V LEO mission earlier this month, which was made possible by the engineering work between Amazon LEO and ULA teams to use additional performance from the RL-10C upper stage engine. The team also added a 4th level to the satellite dispenser system, allowing more satellites to fly on a single launch and further accelerate deployment of the constellation. Around the world, billions of people still lack access to high-speed internet, and Amazon LEO is working to deliver fast, reliable internet to customers and communities beyond the reach of existing networks.
Oh, yeah, that's what I think.
Let's take a closer look.
We gotta mute it because they do play, the Leo trailer does play music that flags. So I'll narrate it. Looking out your window, up at the sky, what do you see? You see a car drifting around a short track and telemetry and stuff. Dude, that was a nice S14 right there. You see cowboys with cows and tablets. You see a lemonade stand for pie and stuff. Oh, what? Hey, no, wait a minute. What was she working on there? That looked like a Sterling 1025. You see a laundromat with people having a good time. Open 24 hours, just like our internet satellite constellation. But wait, people might need help. So we send the ambulance. Or you could just go camping with your buddies in the woods and watch movies. A new era of internet is coming. Number 9, number 8, number letters counting down, elevators, number 1 pointing. We watch this totally fake rocket launching. Never mind that we don't have the budget. We could have just put some B-roll of an actual rocket launching, but we didn't. Oh, we're back. All right, cool.
Still is nominal.
Roger.
Never stop doing that.
As you may see if you watch the video from ULA's Decatur, Alabama production facility, the Atlas booster is a structurally stable aluminum with all rigidity machined into the tank walls.
Yeah, Geeson, that's
you may also hear that
that's what I want. I want internet when I go camping because best ad I've ever seen. Buy Amazon Leo. You won't.
Think for a moment about how you're able to stand on a fully sealed soda can.
I'm thinking.
But an open one can collapse under your feet.
Go at throttle up.
This is the same concept. Pressure provides the structural stability to the thin steel walls and allows for the upper stage to be extraordinarily lightweight to maximize payload mass to orbit. Additionally, Centaur offers one of the highest specific impulses available from any operational upper stage propulsion system today. This translates to Centaur having an extremely high fuel economy. The upper stage is where missions are actually delivered. A rocket's first stage gets the payload out of the atmosphere and a head start towards orbit. But the upper stage determines where that payload ends up, making it a critical part of mission success.
Hey, Shatter.
L-minus 10 minutes. All communications switch to channel 1. All personnel and visitors remain in present position until launch. Maintain operational silence in LC.
Terminal count briefing. If a condition exceeds a launch constraint any time after the terminal count status check, the observer shall announce hold on channel 1, identify their station, and briefly state the reason for the hold.
Pre-launch checks.
As we get closer to the opening of our launch window, let's take a look at the weather forecast from Space Launch Delta 45's Weather Squadron Officer. Today's forecast for launch is looking good.
POV increased.
The probability of violating a launch constraint is at 20%. Ground winds are 15 to 20 knots out of the northeast, and the temperature is at 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
A little breezy.
The primary concerns for today's launch are the cumulus cloud rule and liftoff winds. The cumulus cloud rule translates to cumulus cloud formation in the lower atmosphere, which increases the risk of turbulence, lightning, and other hazards during ascent.
What's on fire on the left side? Oh, good question, Muffin B. So, Atlas is using, it has kerosene and liquid oxygen in the first stage. And then in the second stage, you got a Centaur. That's what Alex was talking about, the commentator on their stream. Centaur is using liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. Now, the thing about hydrogen is that you need to keep recirculating it, or else it's just going to leak. And if you don't give it a place to catch on fire, a purge flame, so like a pilot light, like on a stove, if you don't give it a place to do that, it'll find a place to do that, and that place is probably not something that you want on fire. You got to keep recirculating the hydrogen. The problem is that after it's been circulated out of the vehicle, it comes out as GH2, or gaseous hydrogen. So you got to give it a place to burn off. Anytime in spaceflight you see a bright orange flame like that, it's always hydrogen. Interesting thing here, Slick 41, so this is Space Launch Complex 41. Slick 41 can actually support two different types of launch vehicles on two different types of mobile launchers. When Vulcan is flying, there's actually two purge flames. One of them is an LNG recirculator, and the other one is the hydrogen recirculator, the one that's already on right now. Because Vulcan and Atlas still use similar upper stages with the same propellant, but the first stage on Vulcan is using BE4, so it's using LNG and liquid oxygen, liquefied natural gas. And then Atlas's first stage is kerosene and liquid oxygen. So, yeah, if there's a Vulcan launch, you'd see two purge flames, but since it's an Atlas, you only see one. Oh, go, no go.
This final status check of the Atlas V vehicle, ground systems, the payload, and the U.S. Space Force Eastern Range. Let's listen in as they conduct the poll.
Chat.
L-minus 7 minutes.
Go.
Status check to proceed with terminal count. Atlas systems. Propulsion.
Go.
Hydraulics.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
LO2.
Go.
Water.
Go.
Centaur systems. Propulsion.
Go.
Pneumatics.
Go.
LO2.
Go.
LH2.
Go.
Has gas.
Go.
Electrical systems. Airborne.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Hey, Leo.
Facility.
Go.
RFFTS.
Go.
Flight control.
Go.
JCQ.
Go.
Op support.
Go.
Com.
Go.
Umbilicals.
Go.
Environmental control systems.
Go.
Red line monitor. Go. Quality.
Go.
Op safety manager.
Go.
ULA safety officer.
Go.
Vehicle system engineer.
Neat, NG.
Go.
Anomaly chief.
Go.
Range and weather. Go. Launch director.
You have permission to launch.
Proceeding with the count. ALC. Verified T0 is set for 005330.
Verified.
Polling is complete, and the team is...
Control, we have a problem with the bubble wrap. Can you confirm the status of bubble wrap, please?
Copy. Bubble wrap nominal.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's 1 minute. The range will confirm it is in a green condition for launch, meaning that there are no constraints such as boats, aircraft, or weather, and that all tracking systems are ready. At T-minus 25 seconds,
now why would you do that?
Go
Lee?
Atlas, go Centaur, go Amazon Leo. The final status check for the rocket and the payload. To help reduce the intense sound energy at liftoff, The launch pad's water deluge system activates at T-minus 6 seconds, followed by moments later, the booster engine ignition. Then, after liftoff, you'll hear ULA's flight commentator providing live updates as the rocket ascends into space.
Control, can we get a status on the toilet?
Integrity Houston.
The white gas
is
cloud
powered, waste tank
come off the
purged.
side of the booster
Good. He
and
talked
the
over it.
upper stage are our cryogenic tank vent valves for both stages. As the oxygen boils off, it will vent from the tanks, mix, and diffuse with the atmosphere to safe levels. Remember that we breathe diffused oxygen in our atmosphere at roughly 21% composition. You may also be able to see a fire off in the distance. This is ULA's flare stack, and this is how we tightly control the fuel vents for both the RP-1 and hydrogen propellant tanks on board.
See?
We do this to prevent a buildup of a combustible mixture at the launch pad by just controlling the fuel and allowing the oxygen to openly vent into the air. Fire needs three components to happen and sustain itself: fuel, oxygen, and spark. And if we can tightly control just the fuel, we can prevent an unplanned reaction.
Does this guy watch the stream? That's exactly how I explained that, like almost verbatim. Alex, you out there?
The countdown clock has resumed, and we are go for launch at 8:53 and 30 seconds p.m. Eastern. After liftoff, ULA's Atlas V rocket
really
will fly
weird.
northeast from Space Launch Complex
He mentioned
41.
fuel, air, and spark.
Here's a look at today's flight.
That's what I do. Like, I mean, that's what you need for combustion, but also the way you explain that is like almost verbatim how I do it. Random Bozo, your sister says hi. Okay. Twist, it's me from the future? Yeah. It's just very weird.
+5, giving it the power to deliver.
Raw style, yeah, maybe. No, I'm not upset, Zanar, right? Like, yeah, no, that's cool. Like, I've been streaming for a long enough time where a lot of my early viewers actually just work in the industry now. Like, I don't know what that says about me, but... And then you'll see a CFLR jettison. They didn't show it. There's Beako. That's, yeah. Is that what you want to call that? Sure. Don't call me that, dude. Jesus. Don't call me that, man. Yeah, dude. It's going to be burning all the way out over the middle of the Atlantic. I should be able to see this thing go by. So you're saying if we watch you long enough, we get jobs at SpaceX? Statistically, that has happened with a lot of viewers, Rocco, yes. I mean, I'm not trying to say yes, but yes.
For those of you just tuning in, I'm Alex Mitchell, joining you for tonight's live coverage of ULA's Atlas V launch of Amazon LEO-6.
Beard game is on point,
At this time,
dude.
the team is not working any issues, and we're proceeding towards liftoff at 8:53:30 p.m. Eastern.
You should be able to see it around T+5 minutes. Okie dokie.
1. Rock, report range status.
Range green.
The flame is bigger because they're getting the hydrogen out of the system. They've stopped replenish. That's normal. 45.
40.
Stable at step 3.
Yeah, that's how it happens, Dan. Planes are still cool though too. T-minus 30 seconds. Launch of LA-6.
Verify ECS routes for launch.
25.
Status check.
Go Atlas.
Go Centaur.
Go Leo.
Okay. Got greens all around. 15 seconds. This is an Amazon payload here.
10. 9.
8. 7, 6.
Sound suppression
5,
water system.
4, 3, 2.
Ignition.
Ignition 1.
And
yeah, baby, there we go.
Of United Launch Alliance Atlas V rocket, carrying another.
Man, that thing gets out of the hole fast.
These spacecraft will deliver fast, reliable internet to customers.
Dude, that thing's a freaking rocket. I mean, actually. Would love Atlas 551. That thing is a beast. It's a little windy. Supersonic in 33 seconds. Should get a call from Max Q. Actually, once the rocket got far enough away, that microphone that you're hearing is on the pad, because you can hear the pad purging out.
You are hearing the voice of ULA's flight commentator providing launch vehicle descent data.
Engine continues to operate nominally.
In about 15 seconds, the first stage engine will throttle down to prepare for separation of the solid rocket boosters.
Yep.
Atlas V is now 1/2 of its liftoff weight.
90 seconds in, everything looking good.
Engine operating parameters continue to look good.
This is Atlas Mission Control at L plus 1 minute 39 seconds. We're coming up on burnout and jettison of the solid rocket boosters. These additional motors augment the thrust at liftoff, giving Atlas an extra boost off the pad.
We're good.
Jettison of all 5 SRBs.
Yeah, the SRBs coughed up. They coughed and sputtered a little bit towards flame out. That does happen, but it's happened
now passing
worse
2 minutes into flight.
at times in the past.
38 miles downrange, moving at 4,200 miles an hour through the center of the range track.
We are just over 2 minutes into flight. Coming up next, the Atlas V rocket will transition into closed-loop steering, meaning it will begin to use real-time flight data to adjust its path. One thing many people may not realize about launch day is that these key milestones are all pre-programmed into the rocket's onboard computer, known as the avionics system. While it may seem like engineers are commanding each step in real time, that work is done in advance, tested at ULA's Integration Lab in Denver. On launch day, the team is focused on monitoring the data coming back from the rocket to make sure that
smart reuse, but with SRBs, Mutter. There's still parts coming off of it.
Atlas Mission Control at L plus 2 minutes and 53 seconds. We're approaching jettison of the payload fairing in just a few moments.
And we have good indication of payload fairing jettison.
PLF jettison, and then Centaur forward load reactor,
and
CFLR.
deck jettison.
CFLR jettison is good.
Throttling back up as expected.
Yeah, baby.
Engine continues to burn normally.
You can see the Terminator up there in the top right. Sun's going down on the west coast.
We've just now heard confirmation of the payload fairing jettison. This composite fairing protected the spacecraft as it pushed through the harshest parts of Earth's atmosphere. Coming off is cutoff of the Atlas first stage engine and separation of the booster stage.
That's right, Drew.
Followed by ignition of ULA's Centaur second stage.
This is an Atlas 551, Mank, yep.
These events occur within the first stage has escaped Earth's atmosphere, getting above the Kármán line and into space. ULA's Centaur upper stage, with the Amazon LEO satellites attached, then takes over on a trajectory to precise locations in low Earth orbit. Let's listen in as we approach these milestones.
Yes, let's, Alex. I like Alex. Alex is a good commentator. He's actually really good.
Continues to operate nominally.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
No,
I couldn't have done it better myself. I'm not even kidding.
And we've completed boost stage chill down. Temperatures
analogies,
operate as expected.
No, it's good.
And BCO, we have successful cutoff.
I wanted to see staging, and then I'll go outside.
And good indication of stage separation.
Oh!
Pre-start on fuel and locks, good staging.
Pre-start on the Centaur there. And then once everything goes clear here, that's when she's on.
Full thrust.
Yeah, baby.
Is running nominally.
Bingo. This is Atlas Mission
Thrust vector control check.
L plus 4 minutes
check
and
right
50
there.
seconds. We just heard ULA's flight commentator confirm the successful completion of
Okay,
the
I'm
early
going outside.
milestones in
I'll
today's
be right back.
flight, and
I'll
all
be right back.
systems
I'm going
continue to
outside.
operate nominally. We have about 12 minutes until we reach our next milestone event, shutdown of Centaur's main engine. In a few minutes, I'll be joined by a special guest. But before I do, let's relive the Artemis II launch in beautiful slow motion. On April 1st, NASA's SLS rocket launched the Artemis II mission, marking the first crewed mission to travel around the moon in more than 50 years. A proud moment for NASA and for the ULA team who supported this mission, along with the Artemis I back in 2022. In partnership with Boeing, ULA provided the Interim Cryogenic Propulsion Stage, or ICPS. ICPS was the second stage, or the part of the rocket that took the Orion spacecraft to orbit. And once Orion reached orbit, it separated from ICPS and began an important test in space. Using special targets placed on the side of ICPS by ULA, the astronauts carefully guided Orion back towards the stage. These proximity operations gave the Artemis II crew time to test drive Orion in preparation for future Artemis missions. The astronauts practiced the precise movements future crews will perform, such as docking with another spacecraft near the moon. With these tests successfully completed, Orion moved away and fired its engines to continue its mission around the moon. Let's take a look at what that operation looked like with pilot Victor Glover at the controls.
Standing by for separation.
Yeah, we have good separation, good motion. We are ATP go.
Confirmation, separation from the interim cryogenic propulsion stage.
Good motion. Go for 180 pitch, confirmed. Separation confirmed, Houston.
Houston copies.
All right, here comes the pitch rate. I see it. Look at that. Woohoo! That,
This view inside Orion.
I see the moon in the camera, and now I see ICPS in the docking camera field of view. Okay, waiting for 550. I'm on the THC. There's 550, starting the 19N. 1.
This is the view from
5, 9, and
this is the view arrow. The docking camera is showing the crew inside Orion.
19 ends. Much quieter. Got a little rumble,
Checking.
like we're driving on a rocky road, but much quieter than in the sim. I'm showing about 3 degrees wide on ICPS. And it's holding right near the center.
Integrity, no action for you on that enable prop caution.
No action. Bit of ICPS. Did you see that photo off the screen on camera view? 0.8 degrees wide. Quite large. All right, I'm going to course. 0.9 degrees.
Dude, did something come off that thing?
1 degree wide. Here comes 6 outs. 1, 2, 3, 8 down pulses.
Did something come off of it, dude? I
Great
saw
view of
something.
the
Something
ICPS
flew off of it.
Powered Orion during the perigee raise maneuver and apogee raise burn.
4, 5.
Why are we looking at Artemis 2
I
here?
can see the side docking target. That is a good looking American flag.
I saw it. I saw the thing.
Wow.
Dude, I got pictures. They cut away the second you look. Dude, something came off.
With you, Houston. Nice vehicle.
I'm not, dude, not
Victor,
kidding. Something came off of that thing. I don't know if it was the booster. It may have been the booster behind it, but
With proximity operation.
I saw a
complete,
flash
upper
from the
stage
Centaur.
Separation burn complete as well.
Oh man, what a cool view. Looking ahead, ULA is excited
I saw a
to continue
flash
that
come from the Centaur.
recently announcing plans to work with NASA to provide our high-performance Centaur upper stage for future missions.
Did you see if the Centaur flashed and then there was something behind it? Post SRB SEP. I'm way too far down range to see separations. Pixar, it didn't happen. I didn't get a picture of the flash, dude.
This is Atlas Mission Control
here,
at L plus 10 minutes and 2 seconds. I am now joined by Amazon's VP of LEO Business and Product, Chris Weber. Chris, thanks for joining us this evening.
Thanks for having me.
You're joining us from the LEO Mission Operations Center back in Seattle. Can you give us a sense of what's happening over there?
Let me upload them to Discord.
Yeah, again, it's really great to be here. Maybe two different perspectives. One is I've been down there, was there for the first launch in April, and it's quite spectacular down there. But I'd also say it's pretty spectacular up here. We're in a little bit of a quiet period right now between second stage separation and before we deploy the satellites. What you see behind me is mission control, and we have tons of expertise and brilliance in that room,
look.
whether it's the GNC folks, flight directors, payload,
That's what I saw.
propulsion.
That's Centaur right there. Something's behind
in
it.
this room, making sure the launch is successful. Essentially, what will happen next, the most important thing as we start to deploy the satellites,
I have another picture.
They'll get connected with one of our telemetry, tracking, and command stations. This one will be in Athens, Greece, where we'll get our first connection.
I shook it a little bit.
Two things will happen. One is we'll make sure we can successfully communicate with the satellites.
And then this one is my
and then
favorite.
The second most
this is the
important
better
thing
picture.
is making sure the solar panels deploy and each satellite is power positive. The good news is we've had a 100% success rate in our first 9 launches on all satellites. Cross our fingers today, and we get the same result at the end of this launch as well.
Oh man, sounds like a lot of exciting milestones coming up.
Fairings,
with over 200 satellites in orbit, and Atlas V delivering 20.
If anything, it's the booster. Oh, dude, is he talking to him live? Cool.
Yeah, so we feel really good. In fact, a couple things. One, you talked about the number of satellites. I think we'll have...
The SRBs got jettisoned way far down range. They staged when they were over kind of near North Carolina, so it could have been. It may have been the booster. It probably was the CCB, but the Centaur also flashed, guys. I was seeing flashes coming from the Centaur. I don't know if that was the RCS firing or what, but
also will be the third
very
largest
interesting
constellation deployed with these successful launches this week. So very excited about that. So about 270 satellites up in orbit. The good news is we also have hundreds
you saw
of
it too,
satellites
Trevor,
coming off
right?
the line,
It definitely flashed. I definitely saw the Centaur flash. I thought it popped for a second. I was like,
storage facility to store all the satellites.
Could be lighting.
We have lots coming off the line, lots in orbit. And then we already have the next 6
You guys saw it flash
fully
too.
locked and loaded, ready for the launch providers to pick them up and launch in orbit. So we feel really good in terms
it doesn't
of
look like
progress we're
RCS
making,
pulses
where we've been.
But who knows?
And then the last thing is, we'll have 11 launches in the first 12 months. What we've announced is we expect our plan is to double the number of launches over the next 12 months. So feel really good where we're at. Now everything is about acceleration of satellites, launches, and getting to service, which we've said will be later this year.
You got it, Shrill? Let me see.
It's exciting to hear. We're moving quick. This evening's launch is the second of 4 Atlas LEO launches planned over the next few months. Can you think about the importance of these missions?
Yeah, a couple things. This is the second launch. Our last Atlas launch also, our first couple launches, we had 27 satellites. The last launch, we worked with ULA and we were able to get creative and figure out how we put 2 more satellites on. So we had 29. Tonight's launch also has 29.
I saw it, Scott.
Every one of those satellite matters. It matters for getting our constellation deployed, getting us closer to service, the performance, all those things really matter. So very excited about what we've been able to achieve with Atlas. And it prepares us as we go into the larger heavy lift vehicles such as Vulcan. We have over 38 launches planned with ULA Vulcan, which gets us more satellites per launch, and again gets us closer to service, allows us to expand our geographic coverage.
We could all see
and what
it.
that means is greater number of customers we can serve, greater geography we can serve, and delivering on the performance, the security, and the better together Amazon benefits that we've talked about.
Well, thanks for that. We've upped the number of satellites on the Atlas rocket from 27 to 29. Do those 2 additional satellites really make a difference?
Absolutely. As I talked about, every satellite makes a difference. Again, this is all about how fast can we get satellites up, get us to service, and we've talked about that will be later this year. We're very excited about that
London, I saw it too.
Delivery of service to customers. But as we get more and more satellites up, and everyone matters, it gives us greater performance, greater resiliency, and greater geographic coverage. So absolutely matters. We continue to work with ULA and our launch providers to get creative and get as many satellites as we can.
No, you didn't,
up
Goldie.
as fast
Stop
as we
lying.
can.
Happy to hear about that. ULA and Amazon partnered on a launch processing facility here at the Cape. Can you talk about the importance of these facilities to building your business in space?
Yeah, first of all, we have our payload processing facility, which is the largest satellite processing facility in the world down at the Cape there. It's structured so we can be preparing 3 dispensers for 3 different launch vehicles at any one time. So
Fluffy.
massive amount of scale.
I'd like
in
to have
fact, we
seen
have
one,
the next
Tana.
set of dispensers already prepared to load on to those launch vehicles. So we're very excited about that. And then we've partnered with ULA on the vertical integration facility. In fact, we have one named the VIF-A, which is the vertical integration facility Amazon, which again gives us additional capability, particularly for the Vulcan rocket, where we can start to load up and get on a cadence where we can get more satellites up, more launches quicker, and create that repeatable process. So very excited about the partnership we have with ULA, and all in the spirit of being able to deliver a service faster and better for our customers.
Well, Chris, I know it's a busy time right now, so thank you so much for taking a few moments to join us.
Thanks, and really appreciate the partnership we have with ULA.
Phil, there should be coming up on. No, Perigee is still negative. We need Perigee to go positive. Phil, I saw the Centaur flash, dude. It was not RCS. It flashed something flashed at the back. I don't think it was light reflecting. I saw that thing, dude. I saw it in Massachusetts. It may have been the RCS, maybe, but it didn't look like it. It looked like a depress vent or something, which is interesting. But you technically just saw your first rocket launch in person. There you go. All right. Could it be S1 blowing down? It's possible. It may have been the RCS, dude, but I definitely saw it flash. That's for sure. RL-10s don't cough, Christian. That's not a thing. But I'm pretty sure I saw the booster following behind it. I'm like, here, I'll show you what I saw. That was the first picture I took. That was the second picture. And that was the third picture with the moon. There's Centaur, and I'm pretty sure that's the booster behind it. And then the iPhone overexposed it, and you could see a bunch of stars in this picture, but that's the moon right there. Yeah, that's actually a really good picture. I mean, considering I just went, like, why is the apogee going down? It's because they went past it. They went past apogee. Well, it's an iPhone 17. It's not even like the super cool 17. It's like a base model. And it's got super heavy on it. That's pretty good. Okay, should be coming up on...
We've just heard confirmation of the successful first burn.
I can't believe we saw it, dude. That's cool.
We'll begin the deployment sequence for 29 LEO satellites into low Earth orbit. This will take about 16 and a half minutes to complete.
It's terrible. How do you have super sick model, Mr. Pressman? Because it's a phone, and I don't really care. I ain't no launch photographer. Do I look like a Max Evans to you? Or a Jack Boyer?
Fuel tank pressures are stable.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we just saw the RCS go off, dude. But yeah, there's a big flash at the bottom of the vehicle. This is the first time Amazon didn't make them cut the feed.
19 minutes into flight.
Hell yeah, dude. I just have a regular iPhone, dude. I don't need my, like, honestly, I'm not a phone snob, dudes, to be 100% honest. I ain't no phone snob. I don't care.
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
So you bought a rebadged Android with Inferius. Obviously, that doesn't work on me because
Helium
I don't
storage
care.
bottle pressures look good.
Sure. Team Android. Oh, Shazbird, I was able to put that together. Dude, Dude, this last picture, you know what? Hang on. Let's see if we can up the res here. 1920.
1 minute. Spacecraft separation event 1.
Oh, yeah.
Now passing 20 minutes into flight.
Nice. Why using iPhone if we have PCs?
We successfully completed our turn to spacecraft separation attitude.
Perry, you got one? Oh, nice, dudes. Dude, we all saw it. It was like pretty much good up the entire East Coast. This is fantastic. Yeah, see, this was the first shot that I got. Yeah, that's what that is. That's the booster behind it. And you could see it venting. You could see it venting down. That's super freaking cool, man. That's Centaur right there. Centaur doesn't leave a big trail like a Falcon 9 upper stage does.
At L plus 20 minutes and 53 seconds. We're coming
That's
up on the
freaking
start
cool,
of the
dude.
LEO satellite
I saw
deployment
one.
sequence.
It's usually cloudy up here. It's very rare that I get to see it all the way up this way. Hey, there it goes.
And all 3 LEO satellites were deployed successfully.
Yeah, baby.
That's 2 minutes to our next deploy event.
Will it pass over Norway? I'd say that there's no way.
At L plus 21 minutes and 16 seconds.
That it's going to pass over Norway.
We've heard confirmation of the first 10 events to deploy all 29 satellites for Amazon's Atlas V LEO-6 mission.
No,
as we mentioned,
it's
LEO is Amazon's low Earth orbit satellite constellation, designed to deliver fast, reliable internet to customers beyond the reach of traditional networks. The full constellation will include more than 3,000 satellites, and their altitude allows for lower latency than traditional satellite systems. Each satellite uses electronic propulsion for orbit raising, maneuvering, collision avoidance, and safety orbiting at the end of the mission. They also use optical inter-satellite links, infrared lasers that transfer data between spacecraft, forming a secure network in space. To deploy the satellites, all 29 are mounted to a dispenser system attached to ULA's Centaur upper stage. Today's dispenser consists of the 3 tiers of 9 satellites each, with an additional 2 satellites on the final tier, affectionately referred to by engineers as the cake topper. Once Centaur reaches the target deployment altitude, the satellites are released 3 at a time, with short pauses in between, starting with the bottom tier.
So look, Centaur is boosting.
During this process, ULA engineers are closely monitoring data
you should see
to
the
confirm
apogee
each
going
deployment is successful.
It is.
And that all systems remain healthy. We have 9 more deployments ahead, so we'll step away from commentary for now and return as we approach the final deployment. In the meantime, we'll continue to show live animation of the mission.
Please do. Why did they show Artemis 2 footage? Dude, I can't believe I saw it. That's so cool. I haven't seen a stage flyby in a long time. Since, I'd say the last time I saw one go by was probably Starlink, like from a couple of years ago.
Arm command sent.
They wanted to plug the ICPS. They wanted to
deploy command sent for set 2 of LEO satellites.
They wanted to plug an upper stage that they don't make anymore? Question?
And we do have good indication that all 3 LEO satellites were deployed successfully. Approximately 2 minutes to our next deploy event.
Yeah, baby.
Performing roll maneuver for our next spacecraft separation event. Beginning 100% settling.
Yeah, Arctic, that's a little strange. Arctic, did you see it, dude? Wait, are you still local? I don't even remember. I don't even know anymore. I don't even remember. There's too many viewers. Actually, Buzz, that's Norway over there. You might be able to see it, dude, if you look south. It's going to be very faint, but you might be able to see it, dude. If you're in Oslo or something, you should see it. You're much further north these days than in the city. Yeah, right.
1 minute. Spacecraft separation event 3.
Yeah. I was in you were in upstate New York and you were able to see it too. Damn, dude, you could see it all the way out there? All right. So that's Northern Europe over there. It flew over the UK, but now she's going to start heading southeast. Heck, guys, the thrusters are firing, dude. If you're in Denmark or Sweden, you or Germany, you could see this thing.
25 minutes into flight.
It's like right above you right now. That's the Baltics over there on the right.
Arm command sent.
That's Scandinavia? Oh, I thought that was the Bahamas. Shoot.
Deploy command sent for set 3 of LEO satellites.
Okay, they deployed the entire
and we have
lower
good
wing.
indication that all 3 were successfully deployed. Approximately 2 minutes to our next deployment.
Yes, London, for the most part. Why did they use the RCS for so long? It's boosting the orbit. They're gonna fire. If I saw that right, they're gonna fire those thrusters again here in a moment. Oh, look, they did. So apogee's going to go up now. Redbeard, you saw it? Cool. Dude, not only did we see the stage, but we saw the CCB. We saw the Atlas, the Common Core booster freaking falling behind it, dude. Man, that thing got some distance, huh? I could see the
1
core.
minute to spacecraft separation.
I could see the Atlas core stage up here. I am not close to Florida. That thing really cooked. The tone is back.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Kangaroo Bowler. It's been a while since I subbed, like 10 years. It's good to be back. Welcome back, dude. Yeah, now she's over, I'd say like Hungary right now. It's heading towards the Balkans. That's, this is Poland. Poland's right there. Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania right there. Russia's over there on the right. Finland's all the way up there at the top of the screen. But she's heading out towards the Black Sea right now.
Deploy command sent for set 4 of LEO satellites.
There we go.
And all 3 satellites were deployed successfully. Less than 2 minutes to our next deployment.
I thought they would use the R10 to put it in a final orbit. They're adjusting the apogee every time to lighten the delta V load on the satellites.
And performing our roll to the next spacecraft separation attitude.
Everest, you've been following since 2020. You saw it from northern central Vermont. Nice.
1 minute to our next deploy event.
Cool, dude. Yeah, we all got a good shot, man. 6 years almost. No, 2020 was like yesterday. Right? That was like 2 weeks ago. Isn't that what they said? London, your wife was in Tampa, saw it around 8:55. I got a video in North Carolina at 9:58. That's cool, man. Do we tell him? Does he know? It's March 936th, 2020. Yeah, right? That's awesome, dudes. I can't believe I saw the booster. I thought something came off. I'm like, that's not good. That's 2 distinct pieces, but no, I'm pretty sure that was the CCB behind it, now that I'm thinking about it.
Arm command sent.
Come on.
Deploy command sent for set 5 of LEO satellites.
You've been following for over a decade.
And all 3 satellites were deployed successfully. Less than 2
dude.
minutes to our next deploy event. We are halfway through our spacecraft separation sequence.
Resi, in 2020 you were in middle school. I'm getting ready to finish my
Forming
first year
our
of
roll
college.
to our next spacecraft separation attitude.
Don't do that. What you just did, don't do that again. All right, I know it's just a number, but also you don't do that. don't do that again.
Now passing 30 minutes into flight. Vehicle is 7,700 miles downrange.
Couldn't see it from Montana. There was too much planet in the way.
1 minute.
Yeah, that
Spacecraft
happens.
separation event 6.
On the bright side, you did get to see Montana. I'm a little jealous. I would like to have seen Montana. Jim confirmed it was visible from Vermont. I just checked the Stellafane webcams and I picked it up. No way, dude. Do you want to raise rabbits and drive a pickup truck? And go from state to state with no papers? SN9 got you into space. Yeah, Ghost Sphere, that's cool. But see, yeah, Starship brought in a bunch of new fans, and that's great, man. I'm super pumped about that. But like, oh, dude, look, she's over the Black Sea. There's the Crimean Peninsula. It's right here.
Arm command sent.
Thing is that if you're like me, you just want to keep learning about all the different types of rockets that are flying, you know?
And we have good indication that all 3 satellites were deployed successfully.
We're going over
About
a
minute and a half to our
Turkey
next deployment.
right now. Turkey. A lot of things down here don't react well to bullets. Would like to have seen Montana.
1 minute to spacecraft separation event 7.
So over here, so you got Russia, Ossetia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia. Yeah, I said Azerbaijan, and people are like, oh, that Formula One place? Yeah, yes. Yes, that's in Baku. That's on the Caspian Sea. It's over there. And then Iran is right here. The border's basically right there. This is Turkey right here. Well done, Baku.
Arm command sent.
Yeah, the Black Sea is right here. Caspian
Deploy
is over
command
there.
sent for set 7 of LEO satellites.
Fun fact, Baikonur is like right, it's over there on the other side of the Black
And we do have good
Caspian.
indication that all 3 satellites were deployed successfully.
Yeah, baby.
Less than a minute and a half to our next deploy event.
Let's go. It looks like we could see just a smidge of the Dead Sea right here. Am I looking at that right? So they just ripped off Starlink bar for bar? No, their deployment mechanism is different than Starlink's. I don't know, Fuzz. Maybe. I mean, competition is not a bad thing, dude.
30 seconds to
Essentially,
spacecraft
it's the same
separation event 8.
Essentially the same project for consumers. Yeah, for the most part, dude. Hey, I haven't yawned in like 10 hours, weather guy. Give me a break.
Arm command sent. Deploy command sent for set
That
8
was Lake
of LEO
Urethra?
satellites.
Or Urmia? Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
All 3 LEO satellites were deployed successfully.
Yeah,
Approximately
baby.
a minute and a half to our next deploy event.
Talk about a funky payload adapter. Look at that thing. The payload adapter is almost the payload attachment fitting and adapters are almost as long as the dang stage. That looks like someone's Kerbal creation. Yeah, Webb, I'm kind of with you on that one, dude. Yeah, I'm with you. I understand. I'm picking up what you're laying down, dude. Looks like a lightsaber. Kind of does, doesn't it?
30 seconds to spacecraft separation event 9.
Yeah, that's why they needed the 551 fairing, so you could fit all that in there. Yeah, weather guy, yeah, not exactly an unpopular opinion. Yeah, correct.
Arm command sent.
Almost through.
Deploy command sent for set 9 of LEO satellites. And we do have good indication that all 3 satellites were deployed successfully.
Yeet.
There is 1 separation event remaining.
Cake topper.
This is Atlas Mission Control at L plus 36 minutes and 8 seconds. We're coming up on the final LEO deployment in today's mission.
Almost there. Almost there. Stay on target. Loosen up.
To the final spacecraft separation event.
Stay on target. The satellites will, Armadillo, the satellites will circularize. 550 kilometers, if I'm remembering right. One more pass. Man, that was way too easy. But you shut your fat, weathery mouth. See, it's interesting here. They chose to add another set of satellites, and they're deploying satellites in the lower orbit. So that tells me that they added those 2 extra satellites, but sacked a bunch of performance and possibly service life on the first sets of satellites that they deployed. Not much, maybe a couple months. But yeah, this tells me that they need to get they want to get more satellites up there. Yeet.
All LEO satellites have been deployed successfully.
Nice. Very nice. There's the Strait of Hormuz down there.
This is Atlas Mission Control at L plus 37 minutes
over the
and
Indian
48
Ocean.
seconds. We just heard confirmation of successful deployment of Amazon's 29 LEO satellites. As we wrap up our live coverage, I want to say thank you for tuning in to tonight's flight.
That got him.
And remind you to visit ULAlaunch.com, follow us on social media
That's right,
at ULA
Cryolox.
Launch, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And join us May 22nd for another Atlas V launch for Amazon LEO. Now, before we sign off, let's take another look at liftoff.
Yeah, let's, Alex. You did a good job, dude. Nice
10,
commentary.
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
No,
3,
hellfish.
2. We have ignition. 1.
Oh, hell yeah.
And full thrust.
And liftoff of United Launch Alliance.
Man, that thing goes. Thing goes so hard.
Satellites for Amazon LEO. These spacecraft will deliver fast, reliable internet to customers around the world.
Oh, that thing is so cool. It's going to be a shame when it stops flying. All right, guys. And with that being said, I think that's where we're gonna end. This stream ended up being 11 and a half hours. I've been streaming since the Falcon Heavy attempt this morning. NSF did get the sparking if you go watch their footage. Yep. Why were the 5 boosters arranged this way? So scrap Atlas is an asymmetric launch vehicle, like the space shuttle. And the 551 configure actually. So you want to hear some trick engineering? This is why I think Atlas V is really cool, and it kind of sucks that it's, like I said, there's only so many of them left. Atlas can launch with 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 SRBs. You could launch with you can launch whatever. The asymmetry. The reason it's asymmetric. The reason that makes it work is the SRB nozzles are actually pointed outwards, and they're pointed through the center of gravity of the vehicle. That and the RD-180, that's the NPO Energomash RD-180 that's in the center. It's a Russian engine. It has two nozzles, and the nozzles have 8 degrees of vector control. So as long as you have one rocket nozzle pointed through the SRB nozzles are actually canted out. They point through the center of gravity. You don't need as much control with the RD-180. RD-180 has 2 nozzles, right? It doesn't need much control. You can just wiggle one out to compensate. That makes Atlas able to launch with an asymmetric configuration of SRBs. Now, why are they packaged like 2 on one side, 3 on the other? That's because of where Atlas 5's downcomer is. It has a external LOX line that goes down into the engine. And that actually goes around the kerosene tank to simplify construction. There's no tube that goes through the tank like on Starship or on a Saturn V or on Falcon 9. It makes manufacturing these things really easy. Well, relatively easy. So because that transfer line is in the way, and then your electrical harness for the booster is also in the way, they clustered them in an asymmetric configuration because you can. It doesn't matter. It's like if you listen to the DBF streams that I did, the design build fly streams, I was talking about wings. Like the University of Maine had they had a biplane, but one wing wasn't directly over the other on their plane. They were like behind each other. Aerodynamics and with planes, like it doesn't matter where the wings are, as long as your wings are lifting through your center of gravity, it'll lift. Like how well it'll fly, that's another story. But with rockets, as long as the engine is pushing through the center of gravity, Atlas might do this a little bit during liftoff, right? Like it's not going to go exactly straight up, but it'll be close, right? It might fly a little bit like this for a second, just like the shuttle when it took off the pad went like that. But like it slewed a little bit. But yeah, that's no big deal. As long as the center of thrust is pointed through the center of mass, it doesn't really matter. If you have the vector control to be able to compensate for it, screw it. Atlas has launched an asymmetric configuration, dude. You want to see something strange? All these configurations are gone now, but there have been asymmetric Atlas launches with one SRB on the side. They look really, really strange. Here. That's weird. But yeah, Atlas is basically infinitely configurable, dude, depending on what payload you want to send and where. You can put 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 SRBs on it. They retired the 400 series configuration, but you could either launch it with a smaller fairing or in the 500 configuration like what you saw tonight. In the 400 series variant, you could go up to 3 SRBs. And in the 500 series variant, you can get up to 5. That doesn't mean we haven't seen like a 511 Atlas, which is the 500 series fairing with 1 SRB on it. Which, once again, that's just completely weird. That looks so strange, but it's a thing. Yeah, the booster nozzles, once again, they're canted out. Can Vulcan do 1 SRB? No. Can we get a proper send-off tonight? What? Oh. That'll probably get flagged on YouTube, dude. I like Atlas. I think Atlas is a good vehicle. I'm much more of a fan of Delta. I was always a big Delta fanboy. I was bumming when the last one flew. But SLS is Delta 5 anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then Atlas can also have a 1 or 2 engine upper stage. You can get a you can have a dual engine Centaur, or it can launch Starliner. Atlas is a really good vehicle. The only real big problem with it is that it has an RD-180 in the first stage. That's a Russian engine, and we were buying them from them. And that's Congress decided that that was frowned upon after 2014. There was even a configuration that ULA offered, but nobody ever did, called Atlas 5 Heavy. You guys know Falcon Heavy, right? Nobody ever did it, but there was an Atlas 5 Heavy. You could do that. It was teched up to do it. Even the pad was configured for it. Oh, nice, goalie. Vulcan can go from 2 to 1.5 mid-flight. Yeah. But why? What did that offer over Delta? Nothing. That's why they never made it. That was a Lockheed design. Atlas Heavy was a Lockheed design. It was their solution to compete with Delta IV Heavy, and then ULA got made, so that was the end of that. You guys want to see something interesting? Just, you know, a long time ago, Tory Bruno posted this on his desk. So in concept, a Vulcan Heavy could be a thing. I don't know if they have the mobile launcher to do it, but, you know, it's definitely something that ULA has looked forward to. So this was posted by Tory Bruno. He was running ULA at the time. So if the CEO of the company posts a picture of Vulcan Heavy, I'm pretty sure that that's like something that could be done. But yeah, Vulcan Heavy doesn't look bad. It looks really nice. In fact, Vulcan Heavy might Vulcan Heavy would probably be a good idea. You know, if those SRBs don't work out, you know. Super duper heavy. Yeah, right. We need a Vulcan Heavy with 6 SRBs on each. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want that, but, you know. See, now I'm just thinking about Vulcan Heavy. Dude, that thing would kick off the pad, man. That thing would book. She would boogie, that's for sure. That thing would really, really go fast off the pad. Tori also posted aces, and after it fell into the abyss, Tori brought aces up again just before abandoning ship. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Feel like rating somebody tonight? Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, man, fun stream. Good times. You know what, dude? Let me see something. I'm just going to see who's out and about. Deadly Slob's playing Kerbal Space Program. He rated me during the Artemis streams. Let's go see what he's up to. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. I don't know if we should keep going with that gantry crane or what. We'll figure something out. So go raid Deadly Slob.